A very good afternoon to everyone. I extend everyone a very warm welcome on this Sunday afternoon on behalf of 360 DigiTMG. The DigiTMG stands for Digital Transformation Management and Governance, right? I have a question for all of you, before I start. I just want to know if I am audible and my screen is visible. You can please put your answers in the chat window quickly. Give me a yes or a no if you are at all feeling, facing any issues. And also I would request everyone to put in their complete names, the first name and the second name. Okay. All right. So most of you have said that, yes. All right. Very good. Okay. Great. Okay, friends, then what we will do is, since it's a Sunday afternoon, you also have limited time. I will quickly roll into today's presentation. Just one request now. I will be making a presentation for all of you to make you understand what this program of data science is all about. What does the organization 360 DigiTMG has to offer you? How will you learn? What are the benefits, right? So this presentation will take some time. And during the course of the presentation, I would request you to pay attention on the presentation itself. And if you have any queries, please write it down. And once I open the floor for Q&A, then you can put on your questions in the chat window and I will address them one-on-one. All right. Now kindly give me a yes in the chat window if you have understood the instructions, if the instructions are clear. So once again, please do not put any comments during the time of the presentation until and unless I have requested you to answer a question. Okay. All right. Namrata, you had raised your hand. Do you have a question? You can put in your question in the chat window right now. Someone called Acer has joined, and Acer is, I don't know who Acer is. So please put your complete name. Mennonite Center, please put your complete name. Instead of Mennonite Center, put your name over there. So Emmanuel, I would request you to just, instead of putting the name as Mennonite Center, put your name as Emmanuel Mahindra over there. So when you would have joined, you would have put your name. So if you can do a right click on your name, you can change it over there. Same here, same there for you, Rishabh also. Rishabh Mangurkar. All right. Fine. Great. So let's start today's presentation quickly, right? I will not hold you back from it. So before I start it, let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Abhinav Kumar. I have more than 16 years of work experience. I'm a research scholar with University of Massachusetts in USA. It is in Amherst, very close to Boston. And I hold an MBA in international business from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi. And I have done my undergraduate in science, essentially chemistry, okay, from St. Stephen's College, University of Delhi. All right. I started my career with IBM, right? I was into their outsourcing business where I used to transition businesses from US to India, where I worked for 2.5 years. And after that, I moved on to Citibank India and I worked over there for about 10 years. After that, I launched my startup by the name of Glutton's World, and I ran that for 2 years. And after that, I got into the development sector of consulting part of it. All through my career, I have been working with data. All right. And I'm currently a data science trainer and a consultant in this domain. Okay. And I'm also visiting faculty to certain academic institutions where I'm a visiting faculty of data analytics and data science. That's a very short introduction about myself. And let me now quickly get into the presentation of 360 Digi TMG. Okay. Now, even before I tell you what is there in the program, I want to show you guys something very interesting. Okay. We keep doing a lot of consulting projects. Okay. And in all those consulting projects, our past participants who have learned data science and artificial intelligence from us have been a part of it. This is our organization called InnoDataTix, which is a consulting wing based out of USA. All right. And we do a lot of consulting for a lot of other industries from here. InnoDataTix was rated 20 most promising data analytics solutions provider in 2018 by CIO Review. It is an international digital media and print platform. A lot of C-suite executives refer to CIO Review to make business decisions or to look for vendors who can actually help them out or consultants who can help them out. And that's how we have secured a lot of work as well. Okay. We provide our services across industries ranging from automation to development sector. In aviation sector, few of our clients are Korean Airlines. They're from the Asia Pacific region. Avianca Airlines, it's a Latin American airline. We also have TrueJet, which is an Indian aviation organization. These are some of our customers from the aviation industry. In the space of automotive, also, we have done a lot of work. Let me show you a very interesting project that we had done some time back, for which we had won first prize from Project Management Institute of India. All right. So you can also go and do this just on Google. You can go type survival analytics pmi.org and this page will open up. Okay. So this is the project that was done. Okay. The author of this paper and the project is Mr. Bharini Kumar Debaru, who is the founder of 360 Digi TMG. All right. It is a very interesting paper about predicting vehicle breakdown. Right. So here, what we have done is we have tried to capture data of a moving vehicle, and not just one, multiple moving vehicles. And let me show you, how did that project work? Just as a very high level picture, in a nutshell, how it used to work. So what we used to do, of course, we use some telematics and all over here. That's not the idea to understand what telematics is. So what we did was we used Internet of Things, okay, to capture the data and store it in cloud. Okay. So we placed it in cloud, and then on that we built predictive models as to when your vehicle will break down. It was a perfect culmination of IoT, cloud computing, and data science. Perfect combination of emerging technologies, friend. Okay, for which we had won first prize. You can go and check this. It's all available online. Then we also work in the area of energy and resources. We are working for a wind turbine company in USA right now. Okay, we are providing our consultancy services. In financial services space, we have worked with State Bank of India, which is the largest public sector bank, Hinduja Leyland Finance, Citibank, Mark Darshak. Mark Darshak is one of the largest NBFCs from North India, by the way. Okay. In the area of manufacturing, okay, we have embarked on Industrial Revolution 4.0 for Coca-Cola. I'm sure everyone knows what Coca-Cola is, right? And it's a multi-year project that we are engaged in. In the area of life sciences and healthcare, we have collaborated with a few hospitals in India and Malaysia in building cancer prediction models. Alongside that, we have also built COVID 2019 prediction models. Okay. In the telecom sector, right, we have done a lot of projects. One of the very interesting projects I want to talk about over here, in which our past participants have also worked. The telecom companies maintain connectivity through towers, right? So, you know what? A very interesting fact. There's a company called ATC, American Tower Company, which recently, entered India about 5-6 years back. And right now they own about 60,000 telecom towers in India. One of the largest owners of telecom towers for maintenance and connectivity. All right. So there are thousands of towers across India to maintain that connectivity. And generally, how would the towers look like? Not a very good picture, but just to give you an idea, the towers would look like something like this. Very, very humongous towers, right? A huge network of towers is there. Now the connectivity infrastructure is lying on top of this tower, right? And every time a maintenance needs to be done or it needs to be checked whether it is working properly or not, someone has to climb up this tower, which is a very time consuming process, specifically when you think about thousands of towers that need such kind of maintenance. All right, so what we did out here, we resorted to drone driven analytics. Now you might ask me, what is that? See, drones, all of us know what drones are, right? These days Amazon is using drones for delivery in the West. Right now in India, as of now, Amazon is using that physical logistics management to ensure that whatever we order online reaches us on time. In US, drones are doing delivery for the products that are being ordered online. So here what we did was we actually used a drone, okay? And this drone has got a camera which constantly takes feeds of these infrastructure parts that are there on the top of the tower, okay, on the components on the tower. And then we started predicting any of the components are faulty or not. And you know what? It saved a lot of time. In business, it is said that time is money. The more efficient you are, the more business you're going to do. Now, you might ask me, why I'm telling you all these things. Why am I explaining all these things to you? Because when we do projects, we give live projects, opportunities to our participants to let them gain the real world experience. We have very interesting thing that we have done is that we have developed an attendance tracking system, right? See, generally what happens is all the organizations are very sensitive about the security of their premises and employees, right? And what they do is, to secure their premises, they generally use biometric devices, right? Probably if you go to your office, there would be biometric device at the door, at the entrance gate, where you have to put your thumbprint or fingerprint over there to gain access, right? Now in COVID scenario, it is an airborne disease now. And of course, if you come in contact with a person who has a COVID issue, then you will also contract COVID from that person. So if you're putting your thumb or fingerprint out here, and if 10 people put their thumb or fingerprint out there, of course, it gets contaminated. So to avoid that, what we have done is that we have come up with the AI-driven attendance tracking solution. What it will do is it will scan your face, okay? And then it can easily differentiate who you are, whether you are a visitor, whether you are a security staff, or you are an employee. And depending on that classification, it will mark the attendance. Of course, you don't need attendance marking for visitors, but for employees, it's important. All right. And it can, using the thermal sensors, we put thermal sensors also into it. So it is able to gauge your body temperature also. So while it is scanning your face, right, it can also gauge your body temperature. And if your body temperature comes up to be 100 degrees Fahrenheit, then the organization will send you back. They will not let you come inside the office. Okay. We have also integrated behavioral analytics into this attendance tracking system. So when you're not only while the face is being scanned during the entry time, otherwise also basis the facial expressions, it can classify whether you are sad, happy, okay? All those classifications it can do, which is worth of information for the human resources department. Many a times, because of work pressure, what happens is we go to the organization because, of course, there's no backup. Who will do the work? You can't leave it, okay? So even if you are, having fever, you go to the office, okay, and you complete your work. It happens in real life. And many a times your colleagues or people would not know. Then in that case, what happens is that, okay, I don't know where this mark is coming from. Fine, gone. Just a minute here. So in that case, if the HR, human resources team comes to know about it, then they can, help you properly, extend that help. Or if you're facing any challenges, then they can proactively come across to you and help you out for that matter. Okay. So that can be done, and using those camera IP addresses, okay, we can easily figure out which employees were, so that if there is any unforeseen situation, okay, if you get stuck in any kind of an accident, then you can be easily rescued from there. And if there is any unauthorized access, then that can be stopped immediately, right? 3 of our past participants were involved in this project, by the way. They have done it, right? They have done that. I'm sure all of you would have heard of Panasonic, right? A Japanese brand. You know what? Panasonic is heavily invested in research and development. So they have their innovation centers. They have their innovation center in Japan because, of course, that's a parent country. They have an innovation center in USA. And they also have an innovation center in India. We are very fortunate to have that. And it is there in Bengaluru. Okay. So Panasonic has got India Innovation Center out here, and 360 TMG is the exclusive EdTech partner for India Innovation Center for Panasonic. Okay. And other than that, we have some very interesting accreditations. I would just like to show that to you, which you guys will be able to take benefit of. So we have accreditation with City and Guilds. It's a 150 years old university from the UK. The Queen of England also backs it up. It's extremely prestigious. People who do not go for regular education, what they do is they go to City and Guilds, okay? They go to City and Guilds assured programs so that they become job ready, and they get jobs also, okay? So they become employable. So we have accreditation from them. Then we have accreditation with University Technology Malaysia. It is ranked in the top 200 universities across the globe in the QS ranking system. Okay. It is ranked in the top 200. Just a handful, 1 or 2 or 3 institutions of India are there in top 200 ranking. It's that prestigious. Okay. We have accreditation from IBM. So you will be receiving all these certifications. You get the UTM certificate, you get IBM certificate, and if you do projects, you get other certificates also. Of course, you will get certification from 360 TMG. Okay, if you do live projects, then you will get certification from InnoDataTix also, which is a USA-based consultancy. Okay. In India, we have also partnered with Apollo Hospitals. I'm sure you would know this name. Everyone knows, right? Famous group, Apollo Hospitals, right? And we are building forecasting models for them, by the way. We have achieved 98% accuracy for the models that we have built. And all this information, that you're looking at right now through this presentation, everything is available online. You can go to our LinkedIn page. We have a YouTube page also by the name of 360 Digi TMG. Just go and check. Once you go on our page, you will realize the kind of content and how we deliver this program. Okay. You know what? We have done more projects, and I want to show you some very interesting video of our projects that we have done. So, just sit tight. I would like to show you one of the projects that we did for Government of Telangana. Okay. So what we did was, just 1 minute. All right. So we did a vehicle tracking project. Okay. Vehicle surveillance. So this is the one. Have a look at this project, and then I will tell you along with it what is happening out here. So using computer vision and deep learning algorithms, we can put a bounding box around the vehicle to track and count how many vehicles are passing a point in a minute. Now, this information, if you share with Roads and Safety Ministry, then they can make some very critical decisions, of where to widen the roads or where should they put the traffic signals and other things. Okay? And what happens is, so if you see there's a heavy vehicle that is passing by, this bounding box was able to track it, right? Now what we will do is, it will automatically store this data at the backend system. Okay. So here you will see heavy moving vehicles with multi-axle, there were 2. See, look at the kind of classification we are doing out here. Within heavy moving vehicles also, we have gone down to figure out which is a multi-axle vehicle, which is not. Okay. You will see 2 heavy moving multi-axle vehicles crossing there. Another heavy moving vehicle, which was not multi-axle, only 1. How many light moving vehicles move from there? 11 in just 1 minute time. So this is like wealth of information that you can actually share. And the Transport Ministry can actually use this really well. In the space of hospitality, okay, before even I say that, how many of you know the brand called Paradise? Sorry. The brand called Paradise. How many of you know? You can give me a yes or a no in the chat window. If people have traveled down to Hyderabad, they would definitely know. If people are from Hyderabad, then they will definitely know, right? Yes, famous Hyderabad brand, right? I think one of the best biryanis, right, I've had over here. I've really liked it whenever I have been to Hyderabad personally. All right. Okay, there are more comments coming. Yes, 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 of course, right? So for Paradise, now, Paradise has become a big QSR, quick service restaurant, and it is becoming a big chain now. For them, we have done a project, okay? So in the space of hospitality also, we have done a project. Let me show you the Paradise Food Court Solutions AI chatbot that we have built. All right. So interesting, right? So what you're doing out here is, all you're doing is you just walk into the restaurant, take a seat, through your QR code scanner, just scan the QR code, and then the whole ordering system will be there on your phone. You can directly order. There are no waiters required, no manual intervention. And then once your order is ready, the food will be brought to your table, right? So at least the inertia of human intervention is being removed over here. All right. It's not required at all. Then we have developed something in behavioral analytics also, and this was actually done by one of our participants from Malaysia. Just have a look at this. What is happening? What we are doing out here is, again, we are placing a bounding box around the face. Once you do that, it can track your behavior and can give you a report, such as for how many minutes were you unattentive looking at the 1 hour video. All right, suppose, let me just shorten up this one. Yeah. Suppose you were unattentive for about 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Why? Because you had an important call that came that you had to take. That's why you are unable to pay attention. So this behavior analytics will, what it will do is, it will exactly tell you that, you know what, this part of the video you had missed. Well, I'm sorry, while you were there in the class. Okay, this part of the video you have missed. So if you want, you can directly go to this part and have a look at it and learn whatever was missed out. We have integrated these solutions into our learning management system, friends. Okay, very interesting. And then there is one more thing. We have our own robot called Winnie. And that is the last video that I want to show you. Very, very interesting. Have a look. Look at the power. And people who plan to become data scientists are involved in these things.
Hello everyone, I am Vinny. A warm welcome to our event. Hi Tina, I am Winnie. You look so excited to see me, so am I can answer some of your questions. Data science. Data science is a multidisciplinary field that uses scientific methods, processes, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge and insights from structured and unstructured data.
Hi Vinny.
I am listening.
Wish hello to everyone.
Hello everyone. A warm welcome to our event of 360 DGTMG. I hope you all are having a good time.
Which event are we at?
We are at the all-franchise event of 360 DGTMG company.
Who is the CEO of 360 DGTMG?
The CEO of 360 DGTMG is Mr. Bharani Kumar.
All right. But why am I showing you all this? Okay. Before that, there are some messages that have come. Srishti says that she is unable to hear the voice properly. So I believe there are some audio issues. So the 360 Digit TMG team, I would request you to help out Srishti Gupta. Okay. All right, friends, let's move ahead with our presentation. So the reason I have shared all this with you is because when you join the program, you will get to work on such projects. And I understand that people come from different backgrounds, okay? So it's not that you have to work only on technology-oriented projects. There are many other projects that you can work on depending on the domain that you're from, or probably there is a specific domain that you like, okay? A lot of times, people have asked me this question that, hey, Avinav, you know what? Will we be able to do it? We have never done any kind of programming in our lives, right? We have never done all these things. Remember one thing, data science is industry agnostic. Data science and artificial intelligence concepts apply across all industries, irrespective of your background. Irrespective of your background, you will have an opportunity waiting for you. So no matter what your background is, you can become a data scientist. It is simply about analyzing data of any industry. And at the end of the day, it is data. And we as artificial intelligence experts will be analyzing the data, right? Now, when I'm talking about domain, I would like to show you something interesting. This is our 360 Digi TMG website, right? Of course, accessible by you also. Here, if you go under courses, you will see there is something called domain analytics, okay? So once you have completed the data science training program, then you can go into one of these specialization tracks, okay? If you feel that you are interested in life sciences and healthcare analytics, then you can do that. If you feel that you're from analytics core, program, or you like financial analytics area, you can go over there. You can take manufacturing, marketing. Let me just tell you, I'm just showing you a handful of domain analytics areas, but we offer more than 56 plus domain analytics programs. Okay. Now, I've already mentioned that you will be getting certifications. How would the certificate look like? Okay, look at it. How the UTM certificate, the Malaysian University certificate would look like. Okay. Our participants are already, started receiving all these certifications, and these are all market accepted certifications. Okay. So you'll be getting all these certificates. Then why you should do this program right now is the question. Okay. In the COVID scenario, all of us, the whole globe has taken a lot of beating. The markets have come down. All right. The yield to returns have been really poor. If you look at the Western market, they're having a terrible time right now. Yet you will see that in the area of data science, it has been growing. Okay. Although, it has been said that this is the worst recession that has come up. The International Monetary Fund chief also says, this pandemic will unleash worst recession. Of course, there would be problems, and most of us have faced that also. Okay. But some of the thought leaders that I'm regularly in touch with, whom I speak to regularly, they say that, when the markets are going down, that is the right time to upskill yourself. And why should you do that? Look at it. In India, there are 1.5 lakh new job openings in data science. India is witnessing 62% rise in data science job openings in 2020. And you will see 97,000 analytics data science jobs in India are vacant. But why is that? Why are they vacant? It is vacant because a lot of people in the market who got into this industry early were all theoretical data scientists, right? People who had very good theoretical knowledge got into it, but no practical experience. But now the organizations have also matured up. Now they're looking for practical data scientists, right? And that is why this program suits the needs of a person who wants to become a practical data scientist. Fine, even if you become a practical data scientist, so what? Is there an opportunity? Or is there some untapped opportunity? Yes, there is untapped opportunity, and we will talk about it. But what will you, how will you learn in this program? How will you learn in this program? So there are certain things that you will learn in this program so that we make you a 360 degrees data scientist. How? So you will be learning R and Python, which are the de facto analytical tools in the industry today. Majority of the organizations use R and Python. By default, they will expect you to know them, both of them. They might say R or Python, but let me tell you, the organizations that I've interacted with, they prefer that you use both. Okay. And then we have Tableau also. What is Tableau? It's a business intelligence and visualization tool. Business intelligence and visualization tool. It is used a lot in reporting, management reporting. And let me tell you, there are exclusive jobs available for Tableau in the market. Okay, exclusive jobs available for Tableau. Other than being trained on all these things in the data science program, you will also get training about relational and non-relational databases. For big data, you will also learn about Hadoop. For cloud, you will learn about Azure. You will also get training about SaaS. See, you know what? SaaS has been an analytical tool for a very, very long time, especially in financial industry. People have been using SaaS. When I was working at Citibank, that was long back, right? People, I mean, the organization was using only SaaS, but now they have even moved on to R and Python because it is very cost effective. The licenses are very cheap, extremely cheap, and open source tools. And regularly there are updations happening. And for updations, R and Python is not going to charge you extra licensing fee, which some of the tools would do because it's their business model. So it is very imperative that we learn R and Python. And of course, you get the expertise in SaaS. So, you know, if some organization tells you that, you know, we work only on SaaS, we don't work on R or Python, still that organization will hire you. You know why? Because our SaaS has R suite or Python suite, which you can work on. All right. Now again, this thing has come up. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Now, once you, of course, you will learn these tools, but how will you use that? Okay. How will you use these tools? So basically, what will happen is you will be working on a lot of data, but where is the data coming from? The data is coming from, look at this, this is a picture of a Mars rover, okay, which is constantly sending data feed to Earth. You receive a lot of data from life sciences. Think about clinical trials, okay, or any drug discovery that is happening. Think about social media. Think about these wearable devices that are generating data. The retail sector, which is generating a lot of data. Stock markets, Internet of Things, right? All your devices connected. So much of data is being generated, and all those tools will help you manage such data and work on that. Let us understand what happens in 1 minute in a big data scenario. Twitter reports that every 60 seconds they are getting 41,81,372 tweets. YouTube have so many users, okay? Imagine the number of video uploads happening every minute. Amazon, one of the largest e-commerce giants, right? It is selling about 4,000 items every minute, every minute. Of course, you know, we know WhatsApp. Every day we would be receiving so many SMSs or messages and information through WhatsApp, right? Then Facebook says, you know, there are 1.6 billion people who log into Facebook daily. You know what? The world population is about 7.5 billion. Okay. The world population is 7.5 billion and Facebook has got 1.66 billion people registered on it. That's a huge number. Huge number. You know, 1 out of every 7 individual on earth is on Facebook. And that is why Facebook is so powerful. Because you know what we have done? We have shared our information free of cost with Facebook. Okay, I would not say free of cost because, you know, of course, Facebook gives you their real estate to use. Facebook lets you, you know, put your data onto there, but then at the cost of making it freely available to them. Of course, they will maintain data privacy, but using that data, harnessing the power of that data, Facebook has become Facebook what it is today. All right. Google is processing about 3.5 billion searches a day. Now, how many of you have heard of Alibaba? Let me see who all can tell me. How many of you? Okay. A lot of you have heard of Alibaba. Who's the founder of Alibaba? Yeah, it's from China, Shubham. Absolutely. Jack Ma, right? You know what Jack Ma has to say? Jack Ma says that he wants to make Alibaba the 5th largest economy in the world. Economy is like a country. And he says, I'll make Alibaba the 5th largest economy. Just 1 minute. And you know what? In China, there's a very interesting Singles Day celebrated. It is said that, you know, people who are single are the happiest. And that's a celebrated day out there. And Alibaba has been hosting Singles Day sales. You know, the way we wait for Black Friday sales and other thing, which happens from US, right? Now, people are also awaiting Singles Day sale from China because you know what has happened? It is just not restricted to China. Now, Alibaba has customers across the globe, whether they are institutional, the exporter, importer, or retail level customers like you and me, they're there. And Alibaba has got all their data. They know, Alibaba would know, if I have ordered something from Alibaba, of course I have not done it till date, but I know this for fact that they know you so well that they would know what type of offers you would like, what type of products you will like, and they will recommend those things so that the propensity of sale is high, so that you definitely buy those products. And just by doing that, friends, you know what? Look at it. In 2019, they delivered $38 billion of revenue just in one day. That's not a joke at all. I'm following them since 2016 when they were doing about $14 billion of sales in just one day during sales, Singles Day sale. A lot of large Indian organizations are unable to do so, even after having global offices, more lakhs and lakhs of employees. They are unable to touch this figure. And Alibaba is able to do this just in one single day. And that is the power of data. But of course, there is data, but then there are data scientists who work on that and who add value to the life of Alibaba. And that's why Alibaba is able to do that, right? Data science and AI is the answer right now, because it is going to be a data economy going forward. We have had an oil economy for a very, very long time, but now it is, it is irreversibly changing. It is irreversibly changing. All right. See, friends, in the beginning only I had requested that during the course of the presentation, I will not take any questions. So even if you're putting questions, I'm not going to answer that. I will open the floor for Q&A after the presentation. All right. So please hold on to your questions. Don't put it in the chat window right now. Okay. Let me just I've got another some 10 minutes left. And after that, I'll open the floor for Q&A. Okay. Now, what has happened? Why are we getting so much of data? So earlier, in 1980s or 90s, right? You will see that these were the floppy disks or the diskettes that were used, but they were very unreliable. Whatever you used to store on them, they used to go corrupt. And of course, the storage space was in some MBs only. But look at it, what has happened. We use these micro SD cards we use in our Android devices and all, which has got a storage capacity of 512 GB. Look at this size and look at this size. Similarly, if you look at it, we have data warehouses. A lot of companies would boast of it. And these data warehouses would be as big as buildings. So think about, the cost of maintaining it in terms of overheads and other things. But now where are we moving to? We are moving to quantum computing. Look at this. The power of this whole data warehouse out here. You can see a person standing out here. So that will give you a relative idea of the size of this cloud quantum computing device, right? All bigger organizations, larger organizations are experimenting with this. Okay. In 1980s, the cost of storing 1 GB of data was anywhere between $10,000 to $1 million. Trust me, that's how it was. But after 2010, 2011, the cost of storing 1 GB data has come down to even less than 10 cents. So what has happened is, the amount of data has increased, the volume of data has increased, and the cost to store that data has come down. And also the capacity to store the data has increased because we are using cloud and other things. That is why we are witnessing a data revolution. We are in a period of renaissance right now, friends. We are in a period of renaissance. All right. And that is why the whole economy across the globe is becoming a data-driven economy. All right. Fine, there is data-driven economy. So what will happen? How will we become data scientists? Fine. Data science, artificial intelligence. Okay. What is artificial intelligence? Let me just try to define this for you in very simple terms. Artificial intelligence is an intelligence demonstrated by machines in contrast to natural intelligence displayed by humans. Okay. And this artificial intelligence has got data science in it. Data science has got data mining into it. Data mining has got machine learning, and machine learning has got deep learning into it. What is deep learning? So when it comes to deep learning, we talk about neural networks, right? Neural network. The man's most ambitious mission to mimic the human brain, to figure out how the human brain works, and can I put that kind of a thought to machine or not, and can the machine operate on its own or not? That's what. But no matter whatever you do, at the end of the day, you are building artificially intelligent solutions. Okay? You're building artificially intelligent solutions out here. So if we do this, is there an untapped opportunity? If we do this, if you do this, is there an untapped opportunity? Let me explain the untapped opportunity to you. You know, these days, it has been reported in US that a data scientist with 5 years of experience is commanding $200,000 and upward of salary, $2 lakh, right? If you are a fresher who has done the data science program with hands-on project experience, then you can get anywhere in India, you can get anywhere between 4.5 lakhs to 12.5 lakhs per annum. And it's not that these figures I am cooking up. You can go on net and check. Go on any platform, just check this. If you are an experienced person, right, you have some experience, probably you have 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience, or 8 years of experience, or 4 years of experience, right, or 5 years of experience. Such people are able to get about 25 lakhs per annum to 30 lakhs per annum once they do this program. From the industry, they can get that. In the month of March 2019, we had assisted to place about 11 freshers. And then the lockdown happened. We had planned to place at least 10 freshers each month. Okay. So there's myriad opportunity out here, and look at it, whether it is Harvard Business School or whether it is platforms like Toward Data Science, which is from Medium, or whether it is Forbes for that matter. Everybody says that, you know, it is the best job right now to do, best job. And there is shortage of people everywhere. Okay. Shortage of people everywhere. All right. So how can you take the benefit of these opportunities? Of course, by learning data science along with one of the 8 tools that we have mentioned out here. Okay. Here, in this program, you will learn Python, you will learn R, you will learn Anaconda, SQL, TensorFlow, Keras, Scikit-learn, Tableau. Now, you do not need to get overwhelmed by all these names, because when you get trained on these things, okay, you will be trained from the very scratch. You will be trained from the very scratch. Even if you do not have any programming background. Okay. Even if you do not have any programming background, still you can do this. Still. Because that is how we start the whole program. Now just imagine if you place all these things on your profile. It is going to carry huge value, extremely huge value, right? But how do we create that value? We create that value by going through the complete data science program. So what we do is that we start the data science program with the project management methodology called CRISP-DM. And once we have understood that process, we get into very basic statistics that you would have learned in your 8th to 10th grade. Okay, 8th class to 10th class, where you will learn about inferential statistics, sampling techniques, descriptive analytics, central limit theorem, confidence interval, and hypothesis testing. Now, these names might sound very fancy, but easily doable. Then we move on to do machine learning, the very fancy term that you would have heard. Okay. Within machine learning, there are many classifications, but we will eventually talk about two primarily: supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning. And in supervised machine learning, we make predictive models. We make predictive models. Okay. Whether a person has got cancer or not. We are trying to justify that just by looking at the data. Okay, whether an employee will leave the organization or not. Whether the bank should disburse a loan or not to a particular customer. Or if a bank should disburse a loan, how much loan should the bank disburse? Predictive modeling. Telecom companies have problems that their customers leave very early. There is no customer loyalty. They can switch to other connections. So how will you help these companies reduce the churn? Can you make a predictive model that can tell them beforehand that, you know what, these are the 10 customers who can leave you anytime soon, so that the telecom company can then build a strategy and connect with those customers to understand their requirements, service them properly so that they become sticky customers, right? You know what? Onboarding a new customer is always more expensive than retaining a customer. One needs to take out the customer lifetime value for the organization. Okay. And you can do all those things. You will learn correlation analysis, regression analysis, classification techniques, neural network, convolutional neural network, recurrent neural network, very fancy terms, but we will learn all of them and everybody is able to do that. We haven't seen till date a single person dropping out from the program till date. Everybody has completed the program. Okay. Under data mining unsupervised learning, you learn clustering techniques, you learn association rules. So a bank wants to run a marketing campaign. A bank has a total of 10 lakh customers. Can the bank run the program for all 10 lakh customers? One program, suppose the bank wants to give 10% discount. No, the bank cannot do that. Even amongst its customers, the bank has to figure out who are those right set of people whom they should send this offer. So what they do is they try to do some kind of segmentation, try to figure out basis certain logic. Okay. All those things we will do. We will do network analytics. We will do recommendation system. What Amazon does. You go on Amazon to buy a product. And when you are ready to buy the product, that very moment, Amazon would be streaming by the end of the screen, the same payment screen, that, people who bought this product have also bought some more set of products. Now, those set of products probably you are not aware of. And it always helps to inform about those products because the propensity of offtake increases for those products. And that's how these recommendation system adds a lot of value to these players. That immediately impacts the profitability of the organization. And that power is there in the hands of data scientists. And that's why you should now not wonder at all as to why data scientists are so heavily paid. It is not left for MBAs and all to take care of all those things. It is data scientists. Okay. I think people who do MBA, for them also, I would just say that, data scientists are the future MBAs, by the way. Because everything, what MBAs are doing, everything will move to data scientists. Let me tell you a small interesting fact. There's an organization called Roland Berger. Okay. I'm not sure whether you've heard this name or not, Roland Berger. It is a Bertelsmann's company group. It is a management consulting firm like Bain or Boston Consulting Group. I'm sure you would have heard these fancy names, or McKinsey. McKinsey, everyone knows, right? Management consulting firm. So Roland Berger is such one organization. I am personally in touch with the North America head of Roland Berger, right? And I recently asked him that, you know what, are you changing, are you seeing any different trend in recruitments now? Or are you expecting new things? They say that, you know what, nowadays we have made it a policy that we just won't want only MBA. See, you know, these management consultancy area was a forte of MBAs and engineers. Okay. But now they're saying that, you know, we just don't want plain Jane MBAs. It's not that just because you have done a MBA from Harvard or IIM Ahmedabad, we will hire you. We want more from you. We want people who have the flair for data, who can work around data, who can understand data. Now we want that. If that is not there, then of course a simple MBA or simple engineering is not going to help. So to get hired in such organizations, by the way, Roland Berger has a big operations in India also. Okay, you will have to know data science, data analytics, right? Artificial intelligence. All right. Then we will do text mining. Unstructured data, the textual data, you know, how do we mine information from that without even reading a book? How can we figure out what is there in the book? Who are the protagonists? What's the story? What's the plot? How does it happen? Right? Those kind of things. And it's not only in books. Our social media platforms give us so much of information. They give us so much of data. And all those data is being, you know, analyzed. Think about tweets that come on Twitter. Companies are constantly, you know, analyzing that. US presidential elections are in November. Both Republicans and Democrats would be, you know, just after the tweets that are coming from people just to analyze what are people doing, where are they moving, how can they take benefit or advantage of the situation, what people are doing off, so that they get maximum votes. That is the power of text mining, or so to say, natural language processing. The world is getting automated because of natural language processing, friends, because of natural language processing. We will be touching upon these things, some very important things. We can do sentiment analysis because of it. And then there is forecasting. Forecasting by de facto is used by all the industries. Sales forecasting, revenue forecasting, profitability forecasting, weather forecasting also happens. We can do epidemic forecasting also. We can do earthquake forecasting, volcano forecasting. All these things can be done. And then, of course, we have discussed about Tableau, the business intelligence or visualization tool, right? Basis which the management takes decision, right? Basis visualization, you know what? You don't go to the CEO and tell him that, you know what, I have made a very interesting regression model. And the weights of the variables, you would see that the way I have tuned is so good. He or she would not be interested in that. They will ask you, boss, very good. You've done a very good job. You've done a hard work, right? Tell me, how does it impact business? And if you are able to tell that story, then job is done. And that is when you require a lot of visualization to be done, a lot of dashboarding and reporting to be done. And that's what Tableau helps you with. All right. So what does it take to become a successful data scientist? First of all, you know, people might say that, hey, you know what? Even before that question, let me tell you, we don't know how to program. We don't have any programming background. I saw a few questions coming to me like that when I was making the presentation. Let me tell you, friends, okay, because I'm addressing this question right now, please pay very, very close attention to it, okay? You don't need a programming background to become a data scientist. I will repeat myself again. You don't need a programming background to become a data scientist. Even if you have not touched any kind of a program, even if you have not even written a logic in Excel sheet, still you can become a data scientist. How? let me show you R and Python. This is how RStudio will look like. Now, if I write 2 plus 2, what should be the answer? 4. Let's see whether it comes or not. Okay. I see that 4 as an answer has come over here. What will I do if I multiply? What will happen if I multiply 3 to 9? Oh, it did not type over here. 3 into 9. What will happen? I should get an output as 27. Let's see whether we will get it or not. We got it. All right. How do we calculate the average of five numbers? Suppose I have 5 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How can I calculate the average? First of all, I will sum these up and I'll divide it by the number of elements that are here, which is 5, which is 15 upon 5, which is equals to 3. Now the same output should come in R. Let's see how we can do that. So what I will do is here, I will create an empty box called X and I will store all these numbers over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, done. Now, if I want to see what all is stored in X, I can just type X and I will get the information. All these numbers are there. If I have to calculate the average value, how will I get the average of these numbers? Let me tell you, R is extremely user friendly. It uses simple English language. Okay, it uses simple English language to write these functions. Let me show you MEAN. We know that the other name for average is mean. I'm just writing this English term mean and I'm passing the object through this mean function. Did I get an output as 3? Of course. Extremely user-friendly tool. We use simple English. It is also drag and drop. And once you join the program, we will show you all these things, how it happens. Right? Can we do all these things in Python? Of course, we can do all these things in Python. Let me just show that to you. Where is Python? Here is Python. Okay. Can I do 2 plus 2 out here? 2 plus 2. Wow, we got a 4. Right? Nice. That's the answer. Can we do 3 into 9? We should get 27. Do we get that? Oh yes, we get 27 here also. My God. R and Python work the same way. Okay. How can we figure out the average of those 5 numbers? Here I can do mathematically. 1 plus 5. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Oh, quickly I'm making some mistakes. Okay. 2 divided by 5. I should get 3. Did I get 3? Of course I got 3. It's that simple, friends. It is like using a calculator. Now, if you say that this is programming, this is coding, then of course this is programming, this is coding. But did you need any background to do it? No, you did not need any background to do it. All right. So I assume that people in the session right now, you have got a clarity now that, programming background is not required. And any which ways, we will start all these things from very scratch. Everything we will tell you about what it is. Okay. So now how can we become a successful data scientist? See, our training is going to be for 250 plus hours. Please pay attention to this. 250 plus hours instructor led training will happen. Okay. And you are expected to at least attend 80% of the classes. So 80% attendance is mandatory. We know that some of you would be working professionals, you might not have time. Okay. So we have relaxed it by 20%, but at least 80% attendance is mandatory. Right. Now, when it comes to practice, I always compare this to swimming. All right. Now tell me, just by looking at YouTube videos or reading books by experts on swimming, will you learn swimming? No, you will have to get down into water to learn swimming. right? Similarly, in the area of data science, it is expected that you practice a lot. And for that, we give you 200 plus hours of assignments. And you are expected to complete at least 80% of them in time. Extremely critical. If you want to get 3 live projects to work on, okay? If you want 3 live projects to work on from InnoDataTix, then these conditions have to be met. Have to be met. Okay? We are very, very, very strict about this. And when you work on these projects, fans, this will build your profile as a data scientist. Because you will be working on live projects and you will be working aside along our team of data scientists. And once you have completed these 3 live projects, then you will be eligible for 100% job guarantee program. Okay, 100% job guarantee program, you will be eligible only if you meet all these criteria. Otherwise, it's not available. Okay, and this is what it takes for you to become a successful data scientist. All right, this is what it takes. So what are our USPs? Our USPs are that, you know, we have won so many accolades. Either it is from Project Management Institute, Deloitte, Google, Silicon India, CIO Review. We are also ISO certified. All right. These are all the accreditations that I have talked about earlier. Yes, we have PeopleCert and MongoDB also. MongoDB is used for non-relational databases, right? Unstructured data. We have association memberships from NASSCOM, NSTC, FICCI, CII, all these things, right? We have so many organizations where we are entrenched and giving data science trainings, as well as we are giving our consultancy services at corporates and education institutes. We have very senior data scientists who are training. They come from very strong backgrounds. Okay, they are IIT ISB alumnus for that matter. Okay, we've got a strong team out here. So we've got some very strong USPs also. What can you expect once you join the program of data science? See, we run classes from Monday to Friday. Okay, from Monday to Friday. And these are 2-hour classes. And during the day it happens. Okay, it will start from 7 a.m. will end by 10 p.m. 2-hour classes are happening. There are various cohorts running. And then we have classes on Saturdays and Sundays, which are 4-hour classes. This happens from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. only. Okay, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, you have the flexibility that you can attend any of these classes, but the batch that you are assigned to, you have to attend your regular classes from that batch. In case you miss out on something, then you can figure out where are those, you know, in which training batch those concepts are being taught. Take the help of your 360-degree TMG Spock and join that to attend those classes on whatever you have missed. You get free lifetime access to a learning management system. Whatever is being taught is getting recorded. Whatever presentations are being shown to you is also available to you. Okay, you cannot download them. You can always, you know, the videos you cannot download. You can always log on to the learning management system and see those videos. I will just like to show you, you know, how our learning management system looks like quickly so that you get an idea. So here, our learning management system is called AISPRY. Okay. So here, let me just show you what's happening. I'm recent now. I have on 6th of July, I had started a data science batch training. And once you log into it, this is how it looks like. Generally, what happens is that the participants log in through this virtual classroom. So you are expected to log into the LMS platform and then join the class through virtual classroom. Okay. And here you will see that all the concepts have been mentioned, and around these concepts, right, The presentations are here. These are all the presentations of all the concepts. They're here. Okay. We will go through all these things. All right. And then we also have data sets and R code and Python code available for you, which you can download. You cannot download the recordings. You cannot download the presentation, but you can download all these things, these data sets and R codes and Python, so that you can practice on your own also once the lectures have been delivered. All right. And suppose if at all you have any doubt, then you know we have got an automated system. You can see here, have a doubt, just click on this. And then you can also classify what type of doubt you have. You have a subject matter knowledge doubt, or you have the assignments doubt. Okay. You can just put your problem over here, submit it, and someone from our assignments team or doubt clarification team will get in touch with you to help you out. Or we will regularly organize the doubt clearing sessions. Okay. And here you will have all the study materials, you will have the quizzes, you will have the assignments. The assignments you can download from here and also submit it also. A picture of it, a soft copy of it, you can do that. This is how the learning management system looks like. Okay. So you got a free lifetime access to this. Any webinars that we are doing or new programs that are doing, you get preference. You know, webinars are free for you. So once you join up family, right? 360 Digi TMG family, you are able to attend these webinars free of cost. Okay. You have quizzes with each module, which I've already shown you. Your, assignments that can help you, strengthen your learning. You get internships also. We help you with resume preparation, mock interviews. If you complete the requirements which I have mentioned earlier to the T, then you are also eligible for 100% job guarantee program, right? And after you get your first job, if you need any assistance on the very first project that you're working on at your employer's end, then we can help you with that. That surety is only for one project and not for other, because if there are more projects, then of course that would be on a chargeable basis. All right. So that is all I have from my end to tell you. Now I will open the floor for Q&A. However, what I will request you to do is, I would request you to put your questions one by one, because I know there are so many people in the room right now and there would be so many questions. So to address everyone, I'll need some time. So just kindly patiently wait. I'm addressing one by one. So you can now start putting your questions in the chat window. Okay. Dr. Padmaja Pulicheria, for the course fee, I would request you to kindly contact the 360 Digi TMG SPOC who has invited you for this presentation session. They are the right people to answer that question. The classes are happening in the offline mode right now because of the lockdown. Once the situation normalizes, we will also have online classes, so offline classes also. When will the new batch begin? Swagata, you will get that information from the 360 Digi TMG SPOC. They will be able to tell you in a better way the date for it. The language will be taught completely, it will be a touch-up. Mithali, the language I think you're talking about R and Python. It will be taught to you for data science, how you can use R and Python for data science. We are not going to teach you how you're going to use it for web development. Okay. If that is the scenario, that is not the agenda out here. Okay. Can you give me more insight on live projects which we'll have to do? See, live, Pranati, I don't know whether you were there when I was showing you the videos and all, right? Those are all the projects, that we have done, of course. And then there are projects from multiple streams. If you want to do projects in financial domain, you can do that. If you want to do it in life sciences domain, you can do that, right? So there's no dearth of projects. If you want to do in manufacturing, you can do that. Fresher starting salaries. Okay, who's this person who's asking me this question, because your name is not there? So please put your complete name instead of D3F1 D1 double E. Please put your full name and then I'll answer your question. How many institutions are there in all of 360 TMG? So we have a training arm and we have a consulting arm. 360 TMG and InnoDataTix. Some of institute offering PG in data science, postgraduate. Okay. My question is that in 240 hours, we are capable to work in the industry. Well, it's a very interesting question. You know, we have this notion that until and unless instead of 240 hours, we don't invest 24 months, the learning would not happen. So to do that, are you going to leave your job if you are into a job right now? If you cannot leave your job, then how will you do it, right? So you will have to do one of these programs. Okay, of course. The other way is that do you want to spend 11 months time to learn what you can learn in 240 hours? And it is just not 240 hours. It is 250 plus hours of training. It is 200 plus hours of assignments. And then there are projects. It takes almost 3 to 6 months time depending on your learning agility. We have to select the projects. We can help you with selecting the projects if you want. Okay, don't worry. So we can walk in for clarification. Yeah, Sheikh Abdullah, we regularly hold on a daily basis doubt clearing session. So you can just log into that discussion session where you can talk and ask your doubts. Ramesh Verma, yes, absolutely. R and Python for data science would be taught thoroughly, don't worry. You know what, R and Python you will learn in the data science training, and then separately also you will be taught R and Python so that you become fundamentally strong. Dr. Padmaja, for that clarification, kindly touch base with the 360 Digi TMG SPOC. They will be able to do it because I'm not managing the APSSDC program. Class will be in English language. Can you please let us know the detailed difference between data science and artificial intelligence? Right? Why not? See, I think I explained what artificial intelligence is, right? Anything that you do in data science, you are actually producing an artificially intelligent solution. So when you prepare a model to forecast how many bottles of Coca-Cola would be sold next month, do you think that Coca-Cola is only interested to know the forecasting for 1 month for business planning? No, they want to do it for other months also. So they want an automated thing to work for them. Or when Coca-Cola is into production, they want to know whether the bottling that they have done is 100% quality or not, right? Do you think that they will wait for 1 day to come to know whether the quality is okay or not? Or would they want that to be in real time? So the moment you are predicting, it has to be automated also, right? So anything that you are doing in data science is becoming an artificially intelligent solution. 12 years of aerospace domain will market accept shifting. There are people who have had 20 years of experience, have learned data science and have moved into data science field. What kind of jobs available for a person? Ramesh, there are multiple types of jobs available. Okay. See, one of the very interesting jobs that is available for which the market is struggling to figure out people is people who can do business development and marketing in the area of analytics. Okay, selling the analytical solutions, okay, or getting a new customer on board is one very fancy area in the area of data science. Very, very fancy. There are many other things. Are you going to give any course completion certificate? Of course. Of course, you will get a course completion certificate once you are able to complete the program properly. Is it worth if someone is switching from a different area and want to move to it? You can move from any area to data science. You will have a lot of growth. We are into the data era. We are into data economy. Now we are not into oil economy anymore. Anything and everything to do with data will make you prosperous, and personally you will grow a lot. If I face any problem regarding installation, what will I go through Kaggle courses, whether it will be helpful? See, the thing is, these field of data science, right? You can go on YouTube and you can watch videos also over there, right? But the issue is that there are certain technicalities which needed to be explained properly. When the algorithms come up, they need to be explained properly. You have certain doubts that come up. How do you discuss all those things? So basically, you need an instructor to help you out to do all those things. Okay. Sandeep Bandaru, a data science program is a good start for you as a fresh graduate. Well, Gaurav, if we don't definitely provide guarantee, 100% job guarantee, that is a program for which you have to make yourself eligible. You will have to earn that. For that, you will have to ensure at least 80% attendance. For that, at least you will have to have 80% of the assignments completed on time. Then 3 live projects have to be completed. Once all those things are done in a timely manner where we are certified, then you are eligible for a 100% job guarantee program. Okay, so don't look to the end of the tunnel. Don't look towards the end of the tunnel. Try to be interested in what you're here to learn. Things will happen. Things are happening and things will move. Hi, Megha here. I'm from educational background, assistant professor in engineering. Of course, of course. Megha, you know what? A lot of institutions are now starting up with their data science and artificial intelligence programs. Okay. And they are cramming to look for people, professors who can teach it. There are very handful of people who can teach it, as far as people, you know, who would be meeting up the UGC requirements. Okay. What will be the duration from time I start the course? Well, we generally say it's about 3 months to 6 months, Pranati. Sairam, I have said this multiple times. There are opportunities for everyone. I've been working in automation for 4 years now. Will I be facing issues? Now you tell me, Nitin, what kind of issues can you face if you learn data science? You think about it, you tell me, and then probably I can answer you in a much better way. Because I'm unable to decipher what issues you are thinking about. I want data analytics course, sir. It includes R, Python, Tableau, SQL. Yes, Yashwant. You will learn all these things. Placements will be in MNCs only, right? Okay. See, we have a network of more than 150 organizations, consisting of startups and MNCs. So wherever there's an opportunity, you will get the opportunity to apply and go for interviews. Okay. I'm a student of mathematics background, which is very good. Of course you will. Of course you will get benefit. Is there any affiliated test after doing the course? Yes, you can get an IBM certification by taking the IBM exam. You can also get certification from University Technology Malaysia. But for that, for UTM certification, you will have to do 2 things. You will have to take the exam, but you will be allowed to take the exam only once you have completed certain projects. Okay? And market will recognize it. All right, what is this? I have work experience of 7 years, but don't worry if you don't have. If you would have had experience in data science, then you would not be here, no? Pranati, you're here to learn the skill and then apply it in the market. However, the market will not treat you as a fresher. They will pay value for your earlier experience also, right? See, if you have 7 years of experience, and if I'm not mistaken, you also have man management experience. Probably, you could be like a team leader or a manager also. Who knows, right? Now, if there is a person who has got these skill sets, who can manage people also, and who can also take care of data science projects, wouldn't, organizations prefer such a person? Deepika, I can tell you benefits of data science. I can't tell you about digital marketing. Okay. Fresh starting salary, sir. Fresher starting salary. See, irrespective of whatever I say, Vijay, why don't you actually go on Naukri or some platform to check that? You will get the first hand idea of what are the fresher salaries. Generally, freshers are getting about 4.5 lakhs to about 12.5 lakhs. I am currently working in Linux, so it's worthy to switch my career. See, you are from any background, it's always worthy to switch your career into data science. Okay. If you have interest, don't come to this program without interest thinking that miracle is going to happen. Okay. You have to have genuine interest to build your career into this domain. It's not a magic wand out here. All right. So while anybody and everybody can do it, you have to have interest to do it. Because we can only take the horse to the well. To drink the water, you'll have to make an effort. Ramesh, that's what I have been reiterating since the beginning of the program, and this particular statement I reiterated twice during the presentation, that it is not at all a problem that you do not have programming experience. Okay, it is not. Don't worry, the industry will accept you. And specifically in pharma and life sciences and healthcare, oh my God, there's a revolution. I don't know. The only industry that has been hiring so much as compared to others is the pharma during this COVID scenario. Left, right, and center data scientists have been hired. People who don't even have background from health sciences or life sciences. Yes, Mithali, it will be calculated. Your experience will be taken into consideration. Okay. My name is Lavish. I'm working with Genpact as a debt collector in collections process. Lavish, you would know that there's a huge analytics practice that Genpact has. And I'm sure you would love to work in that team. Once you learn this art, you can internally also move into that area. Okay. And they're doing all sorts of, because Genpact is into healthcare area or life sciences, they do analytics in that area. They're into financial domain, they do analytics in that area. So irrespective of the industry, they're doing a lot of work. Genpact themselves, of course, it might be that you have aspirations to move out to a different organization. That is fine. Data analytics course will help you to become a data scientist. Okay. What is the difference between data science and data analytics? That's a good question. See, data science. So there are about 4 stages out here. Where is my pen? So see, the data analyst will basically just do a descriptive information. We'll look into data, try to look into patterns and understand and make a reporting of it. But a data scientist will go beyond that. A data scientist will do all those information churning, right? Information crunching, and then build predictive models over it, recommend outcomes, and basis those outcomes would suggest what needs to be done, right? That's why I'm saying, the MBAs of futures are data analytics people. Placements can be abroad as well. Well, I can't guarantee that, but yes, there are opportunities that come from outside also. If it is possible, complete the course earlier. Yes, if you want, if you have time, if you can devote that kind of time, Swagata, you can do it earlier also. But yes, the training will take its own time. All right. Yes, Gaurav. Yes, it will help you. Don't worry. irrespective of how you have done your earlier programs, what was the mode of it, it's not important. Okay. The more important thing is your will and desire, and the desire to excel in this program. That will count a lot. You know what? Most of the times, it is not that a skill set is very important. What is more important is that your will and desire to learn that skill set, to hone that skill set. Well, Madhulika, I have already answered this question multiple times today, that just for everyone who's there in the session right now, no coding background is required to learn data science. Yes, Mani, you can do that. Sheikh Abdullah, of course, that is happening. Age is only a number. Age is only a number. No, Abhijit, your experience as a tester will be counted. That will be factored in. Organize. See, people who are hiring you are, experienced people, sensible people. They know how to get talent. They have, they've been doing this in and out. Okay. Do you think that, if people with 12 years of experience go to them and they offer them a freshers, package, anybody will go to them? No. None of the industry or companies will do that. Nobody is so dense. Nobody will do that. You will get benefit of your experience. Okay, I don't have any IT project experience. See, until and unless you put time and effort, anything would be hard in it. And more than time and effort, you have to put your heart and soul also. So if you don't put every work that you do in life is a very high involvement work. Okay. If you do not put time and effort in your work with your heart and soul, how will you do well? Yeah. Thank you, Vijay. So Sanjana, what kind of information you have between 3 months and 6 months course that you're talking about? I'm not very sure what you're asking. I have done MS in biotech, IT recruiting. See, I am not sure, Mani, what is your agenda as far as your career is concerned, but you said that you are from MS in biotech and then you are into IT recruiting. Now, biotechnology is your agenda, or you are, recruitments and talent management is your agenda? I can answer your question accordingly only. How the practical sessions will be conducted? Yes, the way right now we are having a discussion, right? The way I am making the presentation, the same way the classes will also happen. Okay, Pooja, deep learning is a part of machine learning. Machine learning is a part of the data science program, right? Why do we call deep learning? Because there are neural networks, there are multiple layers in those models. That's why it's called deep. The levels that we add into our models, that adds a depth into it. And the machine learns the patterns while the algorithm is being, executed. So first you have to learn data science. Once you do that, then you move into deep learning, which essentially you are, going to generate artificial intelligence solutions. Now, okay, what are the other questions? Yes, Shrikar, we teach R and Python. Anywhere you go, they'll be teaching R and Python only. This is a course for, if a student in 11th grade who wants to learn this course can also learn this course. And if you have maths and all, brilliant. Very good for you. Piyush, there is no dearth of data. First of all, our studio has got plenty of data stored in it. You can use that data. Secondly, the classes that will happen, the data science training classes, in there we will use a lot of case studies, and for in assignments, we will provide you a lot of data sets to work on. Yeah, see, we have our headquarters in Hyderabad only, Shashidhar. Okay. So there you can go. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Before giving the certificate, whether they, yes. So, for IBM certification and all, we will let you know, what are the pattern of those exams and all, what type of questions you should expect, how you should prepare, right? Those guidance will be provided to you. So Mitali, when I started this presentation, I said that, I have done my undergraduate in chemistry. So I had maths and physics also with that. That is there. But then I did my MBA. I am a completely non-technical background person. I'm working as a data scientist. Okay. So I think that answers your question pretty much. Nitya, this is not an IT industry that you're getting into. Okay. You can't say that you're getting into an IT industry. If you want to go into information technology, then you should study information technology and not data science. And of course, one thing is there that this again, I have said earlier also, if you have work experience, your experience will count with the new employers. It's not that they will discount it. Yeah. Thank you so much. You liked the session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm forgetting your names because Acer is coming, so I can say thank you, Acer. Thank you, Vivo 1916. Okay. Thank you, Pooja. No, for IBM exams and all, you will have to, there would be a certain fee associated with those exams because that goes to the organization directly. That doesn't come to us. Okay. So you will have to register for that. Thank you, Shubham. Yes, you will have to pay separately for it. If you want more information, you can get in touch with the 360 Digit TMG Spock Sheikh Abdullah for the IBM and UTM certifications. Yeah. So if you want certifications from IBM and UTM, then there is additional fee. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Swaguta. Nitin, for specific system specification, a fairly basic system with a small GPU of 2 GB is also okay. Like if you have a GPU, graphical processing unit, within your laptop along with the RAM and other things, right? It's good enough. Thank you, Gaurav. Yashwant, I'm not sure. Okay, where is it that you got the idea that R, Python, SQL, and Tableau are not being taught, Yashwant? I think in our presentation, we covered that part, right? Just 1 minute. Okay. Did we cover that R, Python, and Tableau and SQL, all these things you will get training on? So I'm not sure why that question is coming. Yeah, Rishabh, thank you so much. Thank you, Madhulika. Yeah. Yes, this is recorded. So, you can get access to this recorded session. Don't worry. Thank you, Shivaya. See, I can only talk about the certifications of IBM and UTM. If UTM is a QS ranking, institute, then of course its certification is globally accepted. Yeah. Thank you, Pranati. Thank you, Shivam. Thank you, Sheikh Abdullah. Thank you. So non-relational databases come under NoSQL, Ashwarya. How do you tackle with unstructured data? Structured data SQL is there. How will you tackle the unstructured data? See, live classes are going to happen, Ramu, and these live classes are recorded also. So you can just log into the LMS platform to see those classes. Thank you, Sanjana. Yes, Ashu, I will be taking the lecture. Yes. Yes, Vijay. Vijay, please don't, bring age into it. Age is only a number, I'm telling you. There are a lot of people who have already transitioned their careers into this domain. Okay. So just focus on your learning. Be absolutely 100%, you stick to your plan, 100% stick to your plan, and things will happen. Okay. In 3 to 6 months time, a lot of things will happen. Don't worry. Yeah. Thank you, Yashwant. Thank you, Mitali. Yeah, you can leave. All right, friends. So on that note, I would like to thank all of you who joined today's session. Okay. And it was really nice to connect with all of you, and it will be really heartening to see all of you join the sessions, which I will be taking actually. Okay. So thank you so much. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. Be with your family. Be safe. Signing off now. Thank you so much. Yes, Saujanya. Thank you.